Hello there, Virgo. Thank you for stopping by for your weekly tarot forecast for the week of June 29th through July the 5th. I am using my Russian Tarot of St. Petersburg again, and so let's just jump in. On Monday, what you have coming up is the King of Cups. So I feel like on Monday, Virgo, you're going to be expressing your feelings to somebody in your life. Now, this could be a romantic partner, but it feels to me more like a family member. I'm getting a very strong feeling of possibly a son, actually, for a lot of you. Some of you for a daughter, but definitely a child coming in as being the person most likely for you to be expressing your feelings to. So I feel like most of you expressing your feelings to a son or a daughter. That's not going to be true for everybody. Some of you, it is going to be a romantic expression for someone who is, let's just say that your relationship has not progressed to the point that this person has become your wife or your husband, but it feels like it's still a pretty committed relationship. And I feel like some of you are going to be expressing feelings to that person. And then for others of you, it will be just expressing your feelings to friends and family members in general. But for most of you, I feel like this is going to have to do with your own children. And for some of you, this is not going to be the easiest thing for you to express your feelings to them. I feel like for some of you Virgos, you're going to be tackling some kind of tough issues with the kids. This is something where maybe they haven't really been behaving in the way that you would hope that they would behave or living up to your expectations. And so this may be the kind of conversation where you tell them how much you care about them and what your hopes are for them and what your dreams are for them. But how some things need to change for those hopes and dreams to actually come to fruition. And this is going to be kind of a delicate conversation as you are expressing your feelings. And I'm getting in some advice for you guys, those of you who are dealing with talking to your children in this type of delicate situation. And that is to be gentle with them, because people have a lot going on sometimes that we don't know about. And we can know what somebody's going through physically. We can spend 24/7 with somebody and know what they're going through physically, but we don't always know what that's doing inside their brain. How are they receiving what's going on around them physically? We're kind of creating our own realities by our own perceptions. And so where we can look at somebody and think, wow, they have an amazing life. I wish I could live a life like that. What we don't know is what's going on inside their head, and do they think they have an amazing life, or are they feeling a lot of pressure from the things that we think are wonderful? And I'm feeling like this is a situation for you parents where the child is feeling a lot of pressure, whether it's an adult child or a younger child. The child is feeling a lot of pressure that you may not necessarily be aware of, or that maybe you've kind of underestimated the effects. So if you can make this conversation with the child on Monday truly a conversation instead of a one-way street where you're the one doing all the talking, that is the way that this has the chance to be the most productive conversation that you can make it. Okay, so that's what we've got coming in for Monday for you Virgos. Now obviously that's really specific, and that's really specific advice. I don't believe that's going to apply to everybody. Some of you aren't even talking to children on Monday. So obviously, because this is a general reading, you can't expect everything I say here to apply to you. If you want a specific personal reading for yourself, you're going to have to contact me and schedule a private reading. You guys know how to do that. You guys have seen my website, amista.info. And I'll talk about that more at the end of the video, so let's not kill a lot of time with it here. Let's move on to Tuesday. Tuesday, what we have showing up for you Virgos is we have the Eight of Swords. Now the Eight of Swords is a really fascinating card, especially for those of you who are interested in psychology, because the Eight of Swords talks about a situation in which you feel trapped, you feel locked in, you feel like you don't have any way out, but this is a situation that is only in your mind. It's only in your head. When you look at this card, this woman isn't blindfolded, but she does have her eyes closed. She's not really seeing her situation and the reality of it. She's seeing that situation in her mind. She's seeing what she thinks of the situation. She's not seeing the reality of the situation. So when you have the Eight of Swords show up, Virgos, it really means that, yes, you have a situation that you're having a hard time dealing with. That's true. But the reason you're having a hard time dealing with it is because of your perception of the situation much more than the reality of it. So if you can find a way to be objective and step back and try to look at the situation from other perspectives, that's going to help you immensely on Tuesday to break free from this. All right? So let's see. Let's move on. Virgos, Wednesday. Five of Cups. Five of Cups really talks about that you had a situation in your life that made you feel disappointed. Something where you had been investing some time and energy and you ended up disappointed there. And if you look, you can see that some of the cups of water, which represent emotion, are spilled out on the ground. There's one still left standing up on the ground, and there's one that this man is holding on to. So when the Five of Cups comes up, what that tells me is that there's been this disappointment that has affected how you feel about something that you've been investing your time and energy into. And because of this disappointment, you're kind of rearranging your priorities now. Now you're deciding, well, maybe I want to put more time and energy and effort into this other relationship, or this other situation at work, or this other project, or this other hobby than the one that disappointed me. And so it's just a realigning of priorities into something that is something that's going to be more beneficial for you. And that's what I see coming up for you on Wednesday, Virgos. Now on Thursday, we have a nice card. It doesn't surprise me that it comes up for you, Virgos. So this is the Four of Coins. You guys are so methodical, at least the ones that I've met. So the Four of Coins really talks about putting some money away in savings. And it doesn't surprise me either that this card is coming up on Thursday instead of Friday for you, Virgos, because for those of you who get direct deposit, which is probably most of you, if you're in a situation where that's an option, you're probably doing it. You are probably also paying your bills on Thursday. You're not waiting until Friday to pay your bills. And so what I'm seeing is that you have a little bit of extra money on Thursday. And you're taking that extra money and you're putting it away. You're stashing it back for something. Maybe you're stashing it away for a rainy day. Maybe you're stashing it away for whatever opportunity might come up that you might want it. Maybe you're stashing it away for a down payment on a car or a home or what have you. Whatever, it doesn't really matter what you're stashing it away for. The card here is just talking about that you are stashing some money away or putting some money in a savings account. Okay? So that's what I see for you, Virgos, on Thursday. Friday, you guys have the Ten of Swords in reverse. Ten of Swords in reverse is really a good card, where Ten of Swords right side up, not so much, but Ten of Swords in reverse is talking to me about the end of a situation that has been one that's drained a lot of time and energy from you. And a lot of times the situations that a Ten of Swords is talking about are situations that really are out of your control, and yet you still feel compelled to put time and energy into fixing them. Swords really talks about communication for the most part, communication and action. And so a lot of times when you have a Ten of Swords card, it talks about people slandering you or spreading rumors, spreading gossip about you. Whenever the Ten of Swords though comes in reverse, it's telling me that's the end of that. So for some of you Virgos, what's going to happen is there's going to be a situation that comes up where your true colors are going to come out, and people are going to realize, whoa, there's no way that all these rumors I've been hearing can be true, and this can be the person I was hearing them about, because this has nothing to do with this person's character. So that's going to be one way that the Ten of Swords reversed is going to manifest for some of you Virgos. Now the other thing is, what I'm feeling like is there's a significant number of you who have been going through this situation for a while, and on Friday something happens and you just don't care anymore. You know, where it had gotten you really upset and triggered, and it was really messing with how you felt about different people and different things in your life. Something has clicked with you. You've got this new enlightenment, and now you're like, let them say whatever they're going to say. Who cares? So that's what I see coming up for some of you Virgos on Friday. So one way or another, that situation is just going to be done with. It's not going to be affecting you in that negative way anymore. Now, Saturday, what we have showing up, Virgo, is we have the Fool in reverse. The Fool in reverse just talks about that you have some intuition going on, and you have a situation in your life, Virgo, where there's something that you know exactly how to handle this situation. However, that situation, what you're feeling about how to handle this situation is not logical, so it's very hard to justify it up here. It's hard to make it run through the old processor and see it coming out right, but you just have this feeling, this deep, strong feeling that you know what to do with it. But the thing is, Virgos, you're so organized. Hopefully this will change because you're seeing this and you've got the heads up. Hopefully you will change this. Free will change this. But right now, as I'm making this recording, the way it stands is, instead of going with that inner knowing about this situation, you're going to do the logical thing. You're going to do the logical thing with that situation. Now, when you have an inner knowing like that, that's always the best way to go, guys. It doesn't have to add up to be good. So anyway, that's what I'm seeing for you guys on Saturday. And then on Sunday, what we have showing up is we have the Knight of Cups in reverse. The Knight of Cups just tells me that, number one, you're not feeling very romantic on Sunday. In fact, you're probably feeling very jaded on Sunday. And also, I'm feeling a little bit of resentment or anger that you've been kind of holding on to. For some of you, you've been holding on to it for a while. For others of you, this is kind of a recent thing that has happened. And that is causing you to take some action, take some negative action is what I'm hearing. So I feel like you Virgos are going to be doing something because you're angry on Sunday or because you have resentments on Sunday. I would caution you that when you start to feel this energy coming in, when you start to have that temptation to take some kind of action based on anger or resentment, that never pays off. You always end up regretting something that you do out of anger or resentment. You just do. It's the way the universe works. So if you see that coming in, try to hold yourself back. Try to change your perspective. Do anything to keep yourself from acting out of anger or resentment, because it never helps your life, never helps anyone else's life. Wait until you're feeling better to decide how you want to handle whatever the situation is that has you feeling that way. Okay? That's just my advice. You can take it or leave it. That's how that goes. So, Virgos, that is your week. For those of you who would like to schedule a private session with me, feel free to check out my website. I am at amista.info, amista.info. Once you're there and you've looked around a little bit, if you feel like I'm the best reader for you, then feel free to contact me and we can schedule you a session as quickly as possible. Right now, I don't have a real big waiting list. I don't know how long that will last. But right now I can get you in either the day you contact me or the day after. So, yeah, if you feel like you want a reading with me, feel free. And for everybody else, I will see you all here next week. Everyone have a great week. Peace out.